Hey everybody, Trent here from teamMarine. Today I want to take a little time to do a little bit more of an extended demo on one of our core functionalities called Matchmaker Search. Many of you have asked about, how do we use this? How does it work? It basically breaks down into three different parts. Those parts being the ability to look up inventory in your system quickly. The second one being looking up customers who may want a boat that you have in inventory. And the third and final one is looking up customers who may have a boat that you'd be wanting to take in on trade to work with another deal or something like that. I'm going to start with my favorite way to use Matchmaker, and that's looking up boats in inventory. I've seen this used a ton of times just to quickly scan through inventory to see what you have on the lot or what you may have at another location and get information quickly to a customer. So simply, once you're into the Matchmaker screen, it's as simple as just typing a brand you may have. Let's just do Mastercraft as an example. And if I just click this third button down, all types of this boat in inventory, it's going to give me the list of anything I have in inventory that's available to sell with a make of Mastercraft. It's a real simple way to jump through different models and things like that with customers. I've seen this used, if a customer's looking at a couple different brands and needs to know what you have. Let's just say, for instance, this one's Barletta and we'll do Bennington. I can type in two different things. I can hit all types of inventory. Now I see what I have new and used available to sell a customer. Again, another quick way to get to inventory. Even to the extent of if you just want to show used, if you've got that customer who comes into the shop and just kind of kicking tires and looking for a used boat, flip to used. Here's what I have available to sell right now. And this could be at another one of your locations that maybe you didn't know about this boat, or incoming trades, or all that kind of stuff can show up right here. Another way I've seen this tool used is if a customer's coming in and is very price conscious, has a budget numbers he wants to be between or something like that. You could just literally type 50,000 to 75,000 and all boats in inventory. Here's a quick list of what I have available to sell you right now between those budget ranges that you've given me. So again, it's organized by price. You can sort it this way if you wanted to. Here's what I've got available to talk about. And from there, you can actually click into a boat record. You could pull up a slideshow, any of that information that's right here. You can walk through this with the customer, go through the boat, show them all the information. And before you even step outside onto the lot or have to have a boat moved to another dealership or whatever else, it's all right here available for you. So that's, like I said, my favorite way to use Matchmaker. The next way I really like to use Matchmaker is if I'm dealing with a customer who has a trade. So let's say in this instance, we've got a customer here that's interested in a new Mastercraft and they're trading in a 2022 Mastercraft. It sometimes really helps to check your inventory to see who do you have that you could possibly move that trade into very quickly. So again, using Matchmaker, I'm just going to type in, just like we did with the other way, type in Mastercraft. And instead of hitting boats in inventory, I'm going to put all customers who want this type of boat. This one right here, if I click on that, I can quickly get a list of customers who've expressed interest in a similar boat that's in my database. So flipping through here, you can see here's my customer who's looking at their current boat, but here's a customer right here looking for a 2023 Mastercraft X22. Hey, I can easily call that customer, click on the information here, get their phone number, get their email, and send them a quick note that just says, hey, I've got a Mastercraft coming in. Would you be interested in taking a look at it if this deal comes together? And that helps you in that scenario of maybe having to give the other customer a higher trade allowance or whatever else, knowing you can move that boat quicker. It's just one more tool in your arsenal to move those sales along faster. The final scenario I like to use Matchmaker is when you've spent some time with the customer and you've been talking about a boat and you just can't seem to you don't have a boat on the lot that fits their needs. They're looking for something very specific that maybe you don't have. Matchmaker is a really great way to tap in your database and see who may have a similar boat that might be willing to trade it in, that you could potentially acquire a new boat to sell to this existing person. Let's just say we've got a customer who's looking for a Mastercraft that we don't have available. He's looking for something used in the range of 2019 to 2023. And that's not something we currently have in stock right now. Well, I can type in this using the same Matchmaker form and fields and type all customers who own this type of boat. And very quickly, I can see here's who I've sold boats to in the past. And maybe I can reach out to one of these people and they're willing to trade in their boat, knowing I can flip it quickly and get them into a different boat. So it's just one more way to look up customers in your system. And I can show you that part again. So let's say Cobalt this time. Let's pick some years. Let's do 2005 to 2020. Who do I have that I've sold Cobalt that I might want to try to take in their boat on trade? Okay, here's a couple different examples that I can reach out to, see if there's any interested in trading in their boat, and get this current customer in front of me into something used and potentially upgrade an older customer into something new. So that really wraps up kind of the functionality of the Matchmaker. Again, it's a really great tool for looking up units in inventory, to finding customers who may have gotten lost in the shuffle and you're trying to figure out what boat they were interested in. And then finally, working a customer and finding a boat, working through your database and finding customers who may have a boat that you'd be interested in purchasing or consigning is another great function to this. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you and get you on board. Thank you.